Everyone, I'm here with my WWE Night of Champions 2015 pay-per-view. Of course, Night of Champions wrapped up not too long ago. And coming out of Night of Champions, I will admit, I was pleasantly pleased with the show for the most part. I thought it was a fun, enjoyable show. You know, pretty much everything was at least average, at least. So, Night of Champions, I thought it was a good show. I thought it was a nice, solid pay-per-view here from WWE. And really no complaints for me besides maybe one match. But that's just, you know, a match that I don't think anyone really even cared about to begin with. So, yeah, a good pay-per-view here, I thought, and, yeah, just a solid stuff overall. Of course, before the pay-per-view started, we had the 1 hour kickoff, 1 hour prior to the pay-per-view, which, you know, didn't feature much. They changed up a little bit. They had the panel outside for some reason. I don't know why, but they had the panel outside, so that was different. But, you know, the pre-show or the kickoff was just whatever. You know, the 6-man tag team match that's featured on there, with Neville and Lucha Dragons taking on the Cosmic Wasteland was fun. It was your nice little average Raw or SmackDown 6-man tag you'd see on, on TV. So the fun little match there. You know, they did a cool little spot where the Lucha Dragons did a suicide dive through the ropes as Neville did a springboard moonsault off the middle rope. So that was a pretty cool spot there. But when it came down to it, the Cosmic Wasteland got the victory when Stardust pinned Neville with the Queen's Crossbow. So that was a good little solid tag team match. So a nice little match to hype the crowd to get, you know, everyone going into the show. So that was good there. And of course, New Day had a segment on there that did a Q&A, which is absolutely hilarious. Anything New Day does is absolute gold, so that was a good segment. But yeah, that'll do it for the kickoff. It wasn't anything too spectacular, but it was you know, it was an enjoyable one for what it was, which led to the pay-per-view, which opened up with the Intercontinental Championship match, Ryback versus Kevin Owens. Decent opener here. You know, wasn't anything really that too much good or anything too much to talk about because it wasn't that good, I should be saying. But, you know, it's decent for what it was. You know, the story of the match was, you know, Kevin Owens basically working on Ryback's arm. I think it was, which, I don't remember what arm it was, but he was working on it throughout the entire match. Kevin Owens definitely had a lot of his PWG self in this match. If you saw a lot of his, like, his PWG stuff from 2010 2014, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Just yelling crazy, obnoxious stuff throughout the match and just doing crazy things and just being hilarious throughout the match. So I thought that was absolutely gold for him to do that during the match. So I definitely added to it, but it was a decent match. Kevin Owens definitely getting the victory with a heel-stylish win, raking the eyes of Ryback when he was in shell shock, rolled him up for the 1-2-3 victory to become their brand new Intercontinental Champion. Very happy Kevin Owens became Intercontinental Champion. Definitely deserves it. You know, Ryback really didn't do anything with the title, so I'm pretty excited to see what Kevin Owens does with it, because I'm pretty sure he'll be a really good Intercontinental Champion, and I'm excited to see where it goes here. Definitely well-deserved, and like I said, decent match. Just, you know, I expected it to be a little bit better, but you know, for what it was decent. From there on, we go to big announcements regarding October. October will be Brock Lesnar's Going to Hell tour, which will feature, of course, the Madison Square Garden show in like 2 weeks, I believe, which he'll be facing the Big Show at. And then they announced on October 19th, Monday after Raw, he'll be on the Stone Cold podcast, which is a huge ordeal because of the history between those two and the words that have been exchanged over social media and whatnot between those two. So that's a big deal. And then at Hell in a Cell, Brock Lesnar will be facing The Undertaker in a Hell in a Cell match, their third match in this rivalry, their second Hell in a Cell match they've ever had. So that should be absolutely awesome. So Brock Lesnar's Hell in a Cell tour looks absolutely awesome. Can't wait for it. Should be a fun month in October. So that should be a lot of fun. From there on, we go to Dolph Ziggler versus Rusev. Good little match here. A lot better than the SummerSlam match. This definitely reminded me of the Raw match they had a few weeks ago. That was really good. So this is a really good match too. A lot of near falls, which I liked about it. You know, you constantly had like near falls, which is really good because that adds drama to the match. But you know, this is your typical really good match here. Nothing really noteworthy came from it, but it was a good match. You know, it was one of the better matches in the show in my opinion. They made Rusev look like an idiot, though, when he super kicked Ziggler. Ziggler kicked out of it, but he thought he won the match, so he was celebrating like he won. I thought that was pretty dumb for them to do with him, to make him, you know, look that stupid. But they did. And then, you know, ended up with Summer Rae getting involved. She ended up throwing her shoe at Rusev, which is actually pretty funny. The way Rusev got hit and the way he sold it was actually hilarious, I thought, which led to Ziggler hitting zigzag for the 1-2-3 victory. So Dolph Ziggler defeats Rusev, which, you know, I'm not going to question it. I definitely think this feud's going to continue anyway. So, to me, it didn't really matter who won because, like I said, the feud's going to continue regardless, I thought. So, Ziggler wins. Really good match. And hopefully this storyline ends sooner rather than later because this is just, no one really cares about it. But, yeah, that'll do it for that. From there, I would go to the WWE Tag Team Championship match, the New Day versus the Dudley Boyz. New Day coming out, cutting in a great promo, hilarious promo as always. You have Xavier Woods with red in his hair, looking like Ruffio, whatever his name was from the movie Hook from years and years ago. But extremely entertaining match here. Definitely New Day made this match. To me, honestly, this was like a New Day segment with just the Dudley Boyz there. Like, the Dudley Boyz honestly didn't do much. I don't think anyone was really paying attention to the match. It was entertaining. New Day was great. Xavier Woods on the trombone was hilarious. New Day mixing their stuff up with Xavier Woods on ringside, like him doing the trombone as they're doing something in the ring, was absolutely great. Just extremely fun tag team match. I really enjoyed it. Thought it was a lot of fun. Like I said, it was mainly, you could have made this seem like it was just New Day having fun and the Dudley Boyz are kind of just there. That's what they made it, or that's what it was portrayed as, at least for me. But it was a fun tag team match. Dudley Boyz get the victory via disqualification. You know, they hit 3D onto Kofi Kingston, but Xavier Woods breaks the pin up. So New Day retains the tag team titles, even though the Dudley Boyz won. Very, very entertaining match. You know, my favorite spot was when Big E did his splash on the outside onto Bubba Ray, nearly ripping his head off. He landed, and then he slipped off on the side and like nearly broke his neck, it looked like. So that was funny. And of course, you know, the kicks in the corner, Xavier doing the trombone at the same time. That was awesome as well. But yeah, very fun match. And of course, you know, New Day tries to put the Dudley Boyz through a table at the end after they attack him, but Dudley Boyz return the favor, reverse the roles, end up hitting a 3D to Xavier Woods through the table. So yeah, very entertaining stuff there. So it looks like we're probably going to get a tables match at Hell in a Cell. So yeah, that was a very entertaining segment. From there on, we go to the Divas Championship match, Nikki Bella versus Charlotte. This match sucked, straight up. I understood the story they were trying to go for this. They're trying to go for the story where Nikki Bella was just dominating Charlotte, you know, really working on her leg throughout the entire match. But the story just did not go with them. They did not do the story correctly, I thought. You just had Nikki Bella work on the leg throughout the entire match, and at the very end, Charlotte hits Nikki like 2 or 3 times, then she puts in the figure 8 and Nikki taps out, just like that. I thought that was extremely stupid. I just thought, you know, like I said, I like the story they're trying to tell, but they did not execute it correctly or good in my opinion, so that made it, you know, a bad match. And the ending was so anticlimactic. Like I said, like, Nikki was just dominating, then all of a sudden Charlotte gets like 2 or 3 hits in, puts in the figure 8, and then Nikki taps out like right away. Like, it was such an anticlimactic ending to such a, you know, not a very good story told in the match. You know, they really wanted this, they wanted the sympathy factor for Charlotte, but they weren't gaining sympathy, at least for me. I wasn't, you know, sympathizing for her, so I don't know, I just thought the story wasn't correctly told, and I thought that the story was good, but they didn't tell it correctly. And, you know, Charlotte winning, I'm not a fan of that either, so, I don't know. Everything about that match, ending, everything was just a bleh to me. I didn't enjoy it. But yeah, that was whatever. From there, I'm going to the 6-man tag team match, Dean Ambrose, Roman Reigns, and the mystery partner versus the Wyatts. Of course, the big hype surrounding the mystery partner, and it ended up being a big disappointment, at least for me. Mystery partner ended up being none other than Chris Jericho, which I love Chris Jericho and all, but that was just a huge disappointment. I was really expecting a big return from someone really, I mean, he's a big name. I'm talking about someone we haven't seen in a while, or haven't seen in the ring in a while, or a big NXT debut perhaps, and, you know, Chris Jericho just to come out and be the guy, to me, it's just a huge letdown. And, you know, just his returns or his appearances aren't really exciting. I mean, it's cool to see him, but it's not exciting to see him. I should put it that way. So, Chris Jericho being the mystery guy, I really did not care at all. And it kind of really dampened my mood and didn't really want to watch the match after that. But the 6-man tag was fine for what it was. You know, this is very similar to the kickoff one, I would say, just because I thought this really resembled a 6-man tag that you'd see on Raw and SmackDown too. So I thought this was a fun match, but nothing really noteworthy came from it. It kind of just seemed like it was just there. You know, nothing really, no significance of the match at all. It was just placed there, and, you know, nothing really came from it, I thought. But it was fun. You know what? Roman Reigns gave Braun Strowman one hell of a spear. But that's probably the only noteworthy thing really happening in this match. Ending comes with Chris Jericho getting hit with Braun Strowman by his finisher, which led to him being put into the bear hug. Chris Jericho passes out, so the Wyatt family does win the match, which I'm glad they did. I was hoping they did. I didn't think they'd win it because I thought the mystery partner would be, you know, a huge person they want to make it look good coming into it. But considering it's just Chris Jericho, it doesn't matter if he wins or loses. So it was just a disappointment. And the Wyatts win, like I said, and then at the match, you know, Ambrose, Reigns, and Jericho kind of look at each other like, well, we tried, and Chris Jericho kind of gave him the fuck you, you know, gave him the shoulder bump and walked up all pissed off. So, just, yeah, a fun match, but just very disappointing third man, which kind of took my attention away from the match a little bit. But yeah, the Wyatt feud's going to continue, it seems like, with Ambrose and Reigns. So interesting to see how they go going forward. But yeah, that was a fun little match there. And then we go into the 2 title defenses of Seth Rollins. Of course, the first one being the United States Championship match. Seth Rollins versus John Cena. definitely a great match here, in my opinion, the match of the night. Definitely most enjoyed that match the most of every match. They definitely toned it and paced it very well. Very similar to their SummerSlam match, but I thought their SummerSlam match was better. But they didn't go all out like they did in that match, and it definitely, like I said, it's a toned down version of their SummerSlam match. That's the best way I can put it. They hit their similar spots, they did similar things. So that's pretty much the best way I can describe that match to you. It's just they took their SummerSlam match and just toned it down, which isn't a bad thing. It was still a great match, but just not on that level of their SummerSlam match in my opinion. But it was a fun match. Rollins doing some things I thought it was funny, like Cena, does the shoulder blocks and goes for the swing. No one ducks. Rollins actually ducks. So props to him for being smart and ducking when he should have. And yeah, just nothing really significant happened in this match. It's just one of those matches that's really good, but nothing noteworthy really came from besides the ending, of course. Rollins looking good. But the victory ended up going to John Cena. John Cena hitting AA on Seth Rollins for the 1-2-3 victory to become the brand new United States champion. Man, I mean, don't get me wrong. I love John Cena as United States champion. I think he did a fantastic job when he won at WrestleMania going to SummerSlam. But to me, they made such a big deal out of the title match of SummerSlam. Title for title, one person be one champion. And then they do it, and then they split the person of the titles the next month. To me, it's just extremely stupid. And Cena winning the title back just made their SummerSlam match completely wasted time. It really put a bad flavor in my mouth. And like I said, I don't mind John Cena as United States champion. I just hate how soon he got it back. He literally got it back right away. And I just thought it made their SummerSlam match completely pointless. Looking back at it, it was pointless. No point to it at all now. So, I don't mind it, but I just, their SummerSlam match should never happen then. But John Cena's United States champion. After the match, Seth Rollins says, fuck it and leave. Cena tells him no, gives him an AA on the outside, throws him in the ring. Out comes Sting, so it is now time for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship match. Seth Rollins versus Sting, and man, this match was a lot better than expected. I'll tell you that. Sting was taking bumps I would never imagine he'd be taking, and they worked very well. They had a nice paced match, I thought, and it was a lot of fun. Sting, his match Triple H at WrestleMania was surprisingly really good, and this match is really surprisingly good too. So props to Sting, and Seth Rollins too. That dude worked the entire third hour, so major props to him. But like I said, a very fun match here. I'd probably say it's my second favorite match of the show. Rollins' his two matches are definitely the best two matches in the show by far, in my opinion. But yeah, Rollins definitely showed the wear from his first match at the very beginning. Sting was really dominating Seth Rollins, and then eventually they went to the outside because Seth Rollins tried to run away, and then Seth Rollins pushes Sting through the Spanish announce table. Like, it was a little bitch push too, but Sting, he destroyed the announce table. He went through it, nothing was moved. The top wasn't moved, the monitors wasn't moved. He went straight through it. Looked pretty painful. And Sting, the match definitely picked up after that. Seth Rollins definitely got a lot more offense in, and it became a really good match with that. Like I said, Sting took some bumps in there. I thought he would. He was jumping off the top rope onto the outside. Just taking some vicious bumps too, some pretty stiff bumps from Seth Rollins. So I definitely think they meshed very well together and put in a very good match. So I'm proud of Sting for putting, at 56, I believe he is, 56 years old, putting on a damn good match still. So props to him. However, towards the end of the match, I don't know if this was just he got tired or he couldn't or what, but there's a spot in the match where he actually just flopped on the ground. Like, he just passed out. Well, he didn't pass out, but he kind of just like, I'm too tired, I can't move. So I don't know what the deal was. I don't know if he just got really tired and his body couldn't physically go or what, but that was kind of, Rollins is selling it like that was supposed to happen. I don't know if that was planned or not, but it definitely it's kind of slowed the match down at the end. But exciting ending, I will say. Sting hit the Scorpion Death Drop, but Rollins got his foot in the rope, put him in the Scorpion Death Lock. Put him in it twice. He put it in once. Rollins got the ropes, and the second time he went for it, Rollins actually smartened up, grabbed him, rolled him up in a Hurricanrana type pin, and pinned Sting for the 1-2-3 victory. So Seth Rollins retains the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. Really glad with the ending. I know a lot of people probably didn't like it, but I thought it was smart because he didn't. You don't want Sting to be pinned clean twice. He got pinned clean at WrestleMania, so I didn't think having him be pinned clean again would have been a smart decision. So I'm glad they went with the cheap heel win for Seth Rollins, kind of rolling him up and holding him tight, thinking to pin that way. I thought that was a good way for Sting, in my opinion. But yeah, Rollins retained to celebrate. Out comes Sheamus. Sheamus darts the ring. Bro kicks his head off and is going to cash in. I'm thinking, oh fuck. Sheamus is going to cash in and he's going to win the title. Excuse me. Before it happens, Kane's pyro goes off. Kane comes back in the mask. Kane returns. Gives Seth Rollins a chokeslam. Looks like he's going to award the championship to Sheamus, basically. Sheamus like, oh, let me cash in. Kane's like, okay. No, I'm just kidding. You're not cashing in. Chokeslam Sheamus. Tombstone Seth Rollins. And that's how the show ends, with Kane standing tall. In 2015, Kane is closing pay-per-view standing tall, ladies and gentlemen. So, that'll do it for my review from Night of Champions. Like I said, I thought it was a very solid pay-per-view. Not a lot of noteworthy things came from it, though, in my opinion. I mean, the main event was really good. Owens winning the title probably was the biggest thing coming from the pay-per-view, in my opinion. But it was solid. It was good. I enjoyed it for the most part. And, yeah, that'll do it for my review, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. And until next time, I'll see you guys later.